we'd already collected all the money on the job. So we're just out there basically felt like working for free, and we're just joking. Like, don't they know we're the Ohio Painting Company? Can't believe they expect us to do this, right?
Jokingly.
Jokingly.
Very much.
Well, you have to have a sense of humor about that kind of stuff.
We're back on the Ohio Painting Company podcast in the back room of OPC in Southwest Ohio with Kevin Sillaman and Nick Goebel. How are you, fellas?
Oh, good.
Good.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. We're just kind of, still up here at our second home on the lake.
Fishing in the moonlight.
We were trying to figure out which background I should go for. We were at Buckingham Palace. We were in the kitchen. We were in the living room. We got all kinds of places. I'm wondering about, there's baseball season, there's football season, there's season. So painting season, obviously you can do it whenever when you're on the inside, but when wintertime rolls around in Ohio, very unpredictable stuff. A lot of people know about it. If you've visited Ohio, if you live here, you definitely know all about it. But when it comes down to painting, exterior people like yourselves, when does that season come to an end, really? I mean, do you have a mark on the calendar?
Christmas.
Oh, no kidding. That far.
So, I mean, it gets sporadic. I mean, some years are better than others, but as far as trying to wrap up what we've verbally committed to exterior wise, we aim for Christmas. And so we expect about 50% weather efficiency. So on 1 week, off another week. I mean, you get some days here and there, but we do it, but it's just at less of an efficient rate. But the goal is to make sure that everybody is protected and projects are completed as well as they can be before we roll. Yeah, before. And people are, again, we're in Ohio, so I think the reason we're a swing state is because we all have a common grounding and wanting to complain about the weather. It unites us more than it does in any other state, probably. But anyhow, so people do, they understand, and we do our best, and that's all anybody can do is do your best and proactively plan and adjust with how the cards get laid out afterwards.
Kevin, you told me, I mean, it's constantly looking at the weather just to make sure, because a pop-up system can happen whenever, and in Ohio it can really happen whenever. And so, I mean, if you're talking about a wintertime exterior project prior to Christmas, I mean, if it's a 6-day project and you see rain and snow on 2 of the days, what's the way around that?
Well, a lot of it on that, and I just mentioned it oddly enough while Nick was talking, but the dew point. I mean, if the moisture is out there and it's not good, it's not good. Also, we don't like to go below, if it's a nice day, we like to have the next day, at least in the morning, have enough hours of cure time. So, at least in the morning for it to stick, somewhere around, the very low 30s. We might even be okay, 29, 28, maybe 27. But if it gets to the mornings are 25s, there's no way. I mean, there's just no way. Nick said it before about the temperature from the warranty on the paint, that they try to be very conservative. So you don't go out there and if they told you it was really 27 degrees that you could paint in, you'd be out there painting in 20,
Right.
So we push it, we know we do, but we have never, ever to date had any challenges with adhesion because of weather. I mean, we've done really well. I mean, unless we've got to wash it off because it rained on us and we didn't use resilience latitude or whatever. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. We push it. And the thing is, I mean, you open up this can of worms and people are going to, I mean, I'm curious to see what the comments are on this video because people are going to disagree with us. But I mean, the truth is we've got to warranty everything that we do. Right. And our warranty is twice as long as anybody else's out there in the industry. Yeah. So we don't take it lightly. And, and if you don't agree with us, then obviously you haven't painted in Ohio. So we push it, but again, we're cognizant of all the things that could go wrong. And that's all we tell the customers too. I mean, things can go wrong. We'll warranty it. We have to. I mean, it's part of our system.
Right. Well, it makes sense. You guys got to have your own backs when it comes down to this kind of stuff. It's just so, I guess not easy to really determine the weather. I mean, weathermen can't even do it. So, it's cool
Right.
that you get people that are like, hey, all right, I understand now, versus being, the keyboard warrior and saying, oh, Ohio Painting Company, they refuse to come out and do my house. And there's,
Yeah. Yeah,
black
that's
clouds
worse.
over top of their house.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
a
it
lot
is.
for 'em. In
I'm
fact,
sure.
yeah, and going on that, like you were saying that we've got their backs or whatever. It's mainly our guys because we push them out there, you know,
Hmm.
and we tell them, hey, you know, again, they're all Latinos, so they're used to warm weather. They'd
Right.
rather be out in long sleeve shirts in 102-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. But when it comes to cold, 50 is too cold to paint for them. So we really have to push them out there. You can go down to 36, like on the can, right?
Right.
But yeah, they don't like it. So yeah, we definitely have their backs. If we do something wrong, we'll take care of it. But yeah, again, so far we haven't had any challenges. It's out of
We got a good track record. I
Yeah.
mean, going back to 2011.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one year, if we're gonna reminisce at all. This is, I think, year two. Year two. So first big commercial project that we did. We've talked about this on another episode. Kevin and I were in there by ourselves on our hands and knees, scraping the floor and painting and detailing for about a month and a half. We'd already collected all the money on the job. So we're just out there, basically felt like working for free. And we're just
course.
joking. Like, don't they know we're the Ohio Painting Company? Can't believe they expect us to do this. Right.
jokingly.
Jokingly.
Very,
Absolutely.
very much.
Well, you have to have a sense of humor about
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But so we won't forget that. And I think it was the next winter. It's like, okay, we'll take any opportunity God puts in front of us. And I mean, I kid you not, this was on the other side of Christmas, and there was a house that was being constructed, and it was hardy board, and it needed something on it. And this was that year. Temperatures were regularly in the low 20s, high teens, and they needed.
Transformations.
No, this might have been through, it wasn't through Eric, it's somebody Eric knew.
Mm.
But anyhow, we were outside in January, and the teens and low 20s painting a house. And
Oh yeah,
I drove
it was Eric.
I drove by it a few weeks ago. We're all over the place. We're between Sydney and Cincinnati. But I just found myself over there, and I drove by it, and the paint job's holding up. And like, that's not, we made sure it was clean. We tried to utilize the sun as much as we could. We paint one side of the house while the sun's shining on it, and then we flip to the other side. So we worked with what we had, but like temperatures were not good. And to the point where we were like, there can't be anything on this job that says Ohio Painting Company. Somebody's going to drive by and take a picture. So we were we were wearing anonymous clothes. I mean, they're writing the check. They know where to find us. So like, but anyhow, the house is held up, and I'm not. That doesn't really get me excited about pushing it like that. We will never do a house like that again. But that particular area, it was yeah. Well, yeah, right. Been humbled on a lot less. But anyhow. It needed to be painted, or else it was going to go raw all winter long. And so we did it, and it's still holding up. So,
There you go.
yeah, proof's in the pudding on that one.
But we painted in September, and I remember it. It was on my birthday, and we got like 2 inches of snow overnight, like this freak whatever, right?
Mhm.
Next day it melted. You don't know. And when we're out there and it's melting, because we know what the temperatures are going to be that next day. This might have been just Devon.
Snow, I think so. Yeah, snow on the ground.
Snow on the ground.
And we're still out there painting. You just see all our little footprints going around the house, and
that stuff doesn't happen anymore. I haven't seen snow before Christmas. I mean, I have, but not like it was when I was a kid back in the 90s and stuff like that, mid to late 90s.
Yeah, 70s. I remember being up at grandma's. Of course, that's a lot farther north. But anyway, yeah, being up there and getting stuck at Easter. Of course, it was, I guess we still get snow here in Easter too.
Yeah, we've got snow on my birthday.
But as far as a lot, but as far as a lot, there were 2 feet. There's 2 feet of snow up there. I mean, 2 feet of snow.
Right.
I know people in New York that are watching this are like, "Oh, that's nothing, you big crap." We paint in 3 foot of snow. Whatever.
I thought New York's all skyscrapers, right? They don't have any other buildings.
Yeah, they just need to clean windows.
looking at 2024, I know the season isn't over yet, and you still have a couple of months before things, before you hit that date. But, I've seen pictures in Slack that you guys have done, and it's been high ceilings, gorgeous homes, several commercial projects as well. But if there was as my son disappears into the background
He,
at our
he
vacation,
wanted to be there.
it's,
Poltergeist.
I see
yeah,
dead people.
this house is haunted. Ah, it's
What's
haunted. Get
up,
away
buddy?
from it.
That's awesome. What's up, Brooks?
He likes the vacation house. He also can't hear you because I have headphones on.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I was gonna say getting close to the wrap of the season, looking back at some of these projects that you've done, I want to hear about a couple of them that really stood out. Something you were proud to put the Ohio Painting Company sticker on, and I'm sure that's all of them. But what stood out this year?
I think, I mean, if I'm going to talk before he gets all his words
You,
out,
you got to. Yeah.
it's like my second wife. It's my work wife.
Uh-huh.
Even though the wife works here, it's
Right.
like, this is definitely my second.
This is my work wife.
Yeah. So anyway, not needing to talk as much, so that would make me the man. Okay, to get it out. He's done an amazing job this year at doing, and I know this doesn't really have to do, it does go inside of it, but doesn't have a whole lot to do with, our favorite projects, but just Nick's been selling the tar out of the commercial. I mean, for our first real year and so second year, but I mean, it's, it's doing really good. But one of those jobs, I'm going to take a little bit from him is we've got P&G done NetJets. I'll let him talk to you about that.
I forgot about NetJets. Yeah.
Yeah, all these jobs that are just unreal. So one of my favorites, though, that I like the most for sure, is more on color. It's not necessarily, like my favorite job, whatever. But I mean, color wise, this we did a place called the RV Clinic, and this was just a gray, ugly building. I mean, it was just whatever. But what we did to it was put this dark green on it. I'm going to put this up here and hope that we can see this.
You think that type of color, you don't see it too many other places. Were you pumped to get to be able to use it? Did you know about it before they picked it?
No, they wanted to go black, just black on black. And we had just finished a house that was a little modification on color, but not much. And the ending view of that was a darker green. And so I took that green and I made it even darker. So it's kind of a custom color of ours that we did. But I'll have to show you some of the pictures of what we did in this house. I mean, because just color wise, the dark color of it, it was cool, but without a doubt, it's a lot better than what it was. And it sits in the woods in Oakwood. So it's it gave us the inspiration to go dark. And I was in awe whenever we started painting that metal building, and it just turned out the way it did.
Yeah.
The guys do a great job, but you don't see lap marks. I mean, we had to paint it 3 times.
Yeah. With those dark colors on metal, you see every kink, dink, and all the things
on it. The right product. We did find a really good product. I hate to say this, but
we'll trade secret. We'll keep that in
PPG. Nah. But anyway, we won't say what the product is, but amazing product. Now, again, they did have to do it 3 times, but they worked it out, and man, it is gorgeous. Yeah. Guys do a great job.
Talk about an idea. You were just talking about making custom colors, OPC custom colors. Is there an option somewhere with one of these companies that you work with, like whether it be Sherwin or someone else? Would they support the Ohio Painting Company in wanting to make a custom color line that OPC only has?
You can make whatever color you want. I mean, you just go in there and work with them.
But what happens when you want to say this is OPC creation? Is that possible?
Right. So we're going to need a lot more volume, but we could get our own label, awesome. Through different. Yeah. So it would be kind of cool, but I mean,
down the line.
Yeah, you're a visionary. Like maybe we thought about, maybe that was one of those things that I forgot about. Brett, no, I'm not going to say that. But yeah, that's good. I mean, it really is. I mean having your own custom colors.
Yeah, I just thought about that right when you said it was kind of an OPC custom, because you put a couple of drops of whatever in this existing color. That's awesome.
Well, it takes time. I mean, you've got to stay back there with the guys, as they're adding the colorant, you've got to say, no, that's not dark enough. You know, that's too green. That might be, you know, a little too brown or have a little haze of purple. Just, you got to get all of that worked out. So it does take some time. But once you get that sight, you know, once you see it, man, you take it out in the sun and it just shines. You can,
Yeah.
you know, it's the right one. So
That's awesome. I would love to talk more about NetJets because this is too cool. We had a good laugh about, you know, the question that I asked, what happens if you get overspray on a jet? Nick, you said you
You
don't.
don't?
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite Nick quotes because you just don't. And I love that. But I mean, talk about getting in there and being able to do what you guys did. I saw the pictures. I mean, private planes, etc. What a view to go to work for and at, I suppose, not to preposize myself, but I mean, you were talking about this guy who was into computers and avionics and all kinds of stuff with his back deck, looking out over a runway. So too cool. Give me some more of that and maybe something you left out.
well, that's right across the street from us. That particular
Hangar.
view that this guy has,
All
yeah,
right.
and it's unbelievable. It's actually Connor, is that right?
Larry Connor, yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing quite a number to this airport. You know, again, just right across the street. In fact, whenever we do our drone, we have to get permission, and it's pretty fun. But anyway, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had Berkshire Hathaway, you know, the man himself, Warren Buffett, and you know, working for his extension was pretty cool. But they are, I think they're the last consumer based, customer oriented aviation company out there, really. You know, and you have to have the money to be a part of it. I mean, we won't be a part of it for we're on a 20-year plan to be on the NetJets.
Two minimum buy-in. Okay, and I don't know how many hours you get out of this, but the smallest amount of hours that you can luxuriously fly around in will cost you $250,000 a year.
to be part of the club, and you get an allocation of, and we can't remember what the
Yeah.
breakout is, but it's wild. But anyhow, I mean, you know, there's people that need it, and people that, you know, at a drop of a hat need to be anywhere, and they're
Right.
taking their families elsewhere and stuff too. And anyhow, when I talk about, you know, they're just being customer oriented, obviously that is a higher level of earner and net value type personnel, but nonetheless, you know, they're avoiding the market, and they needed the attention, and they definitely deliver it. And then we feel that moving all the way down to just being the P-Dunk, you know, painters out there, and you know, I don't say that to demoralize us, but I mean, like, for everything that they have going on, they're painting their building. Last thing they want to think about is painting their building. However,
Right.
we're on site, and they're working with us through the logistics and the airway traffic and the runway, and you know, the guys have to play well with that too, and our guys do fantastic with it. So dancing between that and another darker color on metal and everything else, yeah, that project just went fantastic. And
Dark blue.
yeah, we got a couple hats out of the deal, so people get to ask us what's our affiliation with NetJets, and I'm like, we just paint for them.
Actually, whenever I'm in the airport, so, you know, you get a lot of flight guys that are,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, what do you, yeah. I always say, well, we've got a couple of contracts with them.
Yeah.
That's all I say. Yeah.
More than a couple. I mean, I mean, again, you know, we take care of them, they take care of us. We probably have close to 20 contracts with them, the largest being the exterior, but you know, we'll keep going on. They have their own, they've got a special situation down there too. They're on a floodplain, and so they are always kind of dancing the line of needing a permit or not. And I don't think that's it's because it's owned by the city, and there's they own the building, but the property is owned, the land is owned by the city. So at any point, the city can deem it flood ground and take it all away from them. So it's like,
Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
You know, don't enhance it too much. But it's at Lunken, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's you know, it's an older, it's one of the old, it is the oldest.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati.
yeah, and it's actually one of NetJet's first worldwide headquarters, where they established it permanently in Columbus. You know, electronic or executive jet management. Yeah, based out of Lunken. Anyhow, all pretty cool. So that's one of them. We could, you know, I'm sure you'll trim that one down. But no, I mean, just so many. We just finished Right Rug, which is on 725, which is one of the busiest streets here. And I mean, it wasn't a huge transformation. You'll see the pictures, but We found a good system for finishing drive it, and EFIS on a large scale, and that turned out really nice. It's even cooler to be able to put our signs out there on one of the busiest streets in town. Matter of fact, we got 3 signs out there. They told us to leave them up however long we want to.
It's only 100 square feet or 100 linear feet of no. We got 3 signs. We got 5. It's a sale.
Yeah, but we got that. We had some. Yeah, I mean, another commercial one, YMCA. We went down there and brought their one of their large gymnasiums straight out of the late '80s and into the 20. What are we in, the 23rd century? Or are we in the 24th? I always forget how.
I have no idea.
This would be the 21st.
21st. Yeah,
this will be the 20th.
Yeah, because we're not 2400s. We're in
20.
20. Yeah, you can leave that in
Thanks,
there.
Brad.
Just,
You got
I
it.
love the look on your face.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, Nick, you know a lot of things, but
I've
It
got
really
my
takes-
lapse and reasons and
It
judgment.
really takes a long time to get to the next century.
My wife's really good at finding all my failures.
Oh,
and
sorry,
flaws.
that's
Yeah,
me.
no. And my other wife. Yeah.
I
but
wanted to talk about Kevin in the airport with a NetJets hat on, and people are walking up to him like trying to do some secret NetJet handshake, and you're like, "Get away from me!" Like they're sitting across the room going like this, like there's some kind of NetJet signal, and Kevin's just on the phone with the police.
Yeah. Okay, we got to elaborate. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Now, Nick, you were talking YMCA, and I found a shirt at Goodwill one time, and it said YMCA on the front, and then on the back it said personal trainer. And
nice.
people, I had multiple people come up and they said, "Which YMCA do you work at?" I go to the YMCA every day. And I'm like, "Not that one." They didn't even tell me where it was. Like, not the one you go to. I've never seen you before.
Yeah. Well, I've been at all of them. Columbus. Columbus.
Yeah, I was off that day. Also, do more sit-ups. So
yeah, don't forget that part.
Guys, we are running out of time. We got about 3 minutes left before we got to close up shop, but good stuff all around. If there's anything else you want to add, feel free.
Yeah, let's add one in. This one that Kevin sold, this is an extension of a commercial project, the Weaver Eggs. We went up to their personal house and they just bought a nice house on a corner of, they just own so many acres up there. It's just beautiful. And so they bought a house that was out of the late 80s. Architecturally, it was sound, but the colors were just outdated. The brick was outdated. They didn't want to go with painted brick, so it really, we've done brick staining before, but this really got us into the market. I mean, nice thing about brick stain is that we can offer a 20-year warranty on it through the manufacturer, and so we got into that. And this is the Weaver project, and it just turned out beautiful. And she had a professional designer pull these colors together, and we've used similar color schemes on a couple other projects this year from that inspiration, but that one was cool. Yeah. And Kevin did all the research and legwork on that one, and then Harbin and the guys went up there and knocked it out of the park, and they just continue to be it was just that was cool.
Get a piece of it, folks. OhioPainting.com. While you're over there, be sure and support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get you a t-shirt, dog bowl, keychain, whatever you can find. Just click the link at the top and it'll take you to the OPC store. And while you're at it, consider some financing options that you can now do with the Ohio Painting Company through, what's the company again, Nick?
WiseTech.
WiseTech. There you go.
100% free financing for what, a year?
Protect the Tatas. They are precious.
Okay, so Tatas and money. But
Tatas and WiseTech. What was your question?
My question.
His brain shut off. Look at that.
He went to Tatas and he was like done.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're good. Yeah.
All right. Nope. Interest-free financing, 12 months. Ohio Painting Company. Get your stuff done. Spread those payments out, and that will work well for you. Guys, thanks for coming back on, doing another episode with me, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, buddy.